Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with the sinking city, Blind. Now, last time I was trying to solve this, which sends me to Willow Lane. And at first I was like, it seemed to me the path to Willow Lane is like blocked because I thought it started here. But which maybe it does, but the point is, because the other alternative is that it starts here. Yeah, Willow Lane, it still goes here. But my point is, it doesn't make sense for the game to give me access to a quest that isn't possible to be done at the moment where I receive it. So I must have overlooked something. And even though the way forward towards this part of the city does indeed seem to be barred, you can see there's no passage through here or through here or whatever, but maybe it's still on this part of the Willow Street that is actually available to me, like somewhere over here. And sure enough, there is actually an opening here. Okay. Staff needed. The Count Ugolino restaurant is preparing to reopen. Kitchen hands, dishwashers, waiters and waitresses are needed. All interested parties should come to Count Ugolino for an interview with Chef Armand Meyers. Formal invitation letter. Dear Mr. Throgmorton, it is my pleasure to invite you to a tasting of an exclusive and exquisite dish, which will be taking place at the Count Ugolino restaurant in 2 weeks' time. This is a closed event, and only the most honorable guests will be in attendance. I hope you will join us. Sincerely yours, A. Meyers, Chef.
The door won't budge.
Mysterious disappearance. Police have started to look into the disappearance of several young women in Advent. Witnesses said they saw the missing victims visit the Count Ugolino restaurant, but the police investigation found nothing illegal. Chef Armand Meyers rejects all accusations of impropriety. There's a smear of blood behind the counter.
The blood is still fresh. These aren't your typical kitchen utensils. Well, I don't think the health inspector will be pleased.
Okay, so it seems that this is a cannibalism type of situation. Yes, indeed. Very much so. Can you be reasoned with? The answer is no. No, you can't be reasoned with. Wait, well, that's your problem, really, not mine. Anthropophagia. I was always sure my dishes could not be matched. Those who taste human flesh always crave for more. It is difficult to find enough meat for my patrons. They spend all their time hiding in the basement, pleading to be fed again. Today I went downstairs and saw how the patrons had changed. They love my cooking so much that their bodies have adapted to consume more. I cannot let them down. I must post new ads in the Oakmont Chronicle. My funds are running low. Guess I'll have to find a new prosperous patron to support my business. Recipe for human meat. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Cut the flesh from young woman's hip into 4-ounce pieces, then pound each into a thickness of 1/3 inch. Season with black pepper. On each steak, lay 1 slice of cheese, a few leaves of sage, and 2 slices of prosciutto. Roll into pinwheels. Heat the oils in a large skillet over a medium-high heat. Quickly brown the pinwheels on the outside. I hope my new patrons enjoy the dish. Now, funnily enough, supposedly, real-life actual cannibals said that human meat tastes surprisingly like pork, which has led to the fact that in cannibal slang, the slang term for human meat is the long pig.
My esteemed patrons, presenting my latest delicacy. Don't be greedy. Don't hurry to eat, please. You'll always be my most well-regarded clients.
Okay, so it seems he was feeding the humans to those beasts that he kept as like pets. I'm actually done with this quest now, so I can return to Dr. Grant.
Hospital of St. Mary, founded 1862. Designed by B.A. Kaplan. Every life matters.
Oh, so that's how I enable those retrocognition scenes, because there's a quest to visit famous landmarks in Oakmont, but I didn't know how to activate them. I guess I have to inspect the plaque, so I will do that, but first let's finish the quest for Dr. Grant.
Paid a visit to that awful restaurant. I'd call it a den of evil, but that would be an understatement.
Good grief. What happened?
The cook was mad, a cannibal, and fed those jumping monstrosities on human flesh. He called them patrons.
That restaurant was a destination for Oakmont's elite, many of whom disappeared shortly after the flood. I think we now know why.
Are you suggesting that it was cannibalism that caused such a horrific transformation?
These days, alas, cannibalism is not so rare. Could it be that all the Cositians, as Westerbrook calls them, were once men?
I visited that old shop you mentioned and found a few things you may be interested in. Even took a sample for studying.
What did you discover? I was sure a huge creature could not have wandered inside unnoticed.
The cult of the fecund mother was dumping corpses of their victims in the shop's basement.
Professor Westerbrook's research does suggest the Acheronians are attracted to dead bodies.
No, this one formed from the corpses themselves. There was a putrid slime on everything. Maybe that's the cause of this unnatural rebirth.
You said you took a sample of it. Well, I can conduct some experiments on rats. If your theory holds true, what a marvelous discovery.
We've discovered a lot of disturbing information about the wild beasts. What are you gonna do with it?
Well, I've already contacted the university. We'll cooperate to further study these phenomena.
I do think that people should know, to better protect themselves from the monsters, because to be entirely honest, the people of Oakmont have been dealing with this infestation of eldritch monsters with surprising ease. Like, they've accepted it as if it was a normal part of life. They are talking about those monsters as if they were a rat infestation. So it's like, I don't think it's necessarily going to add to the panic, because the existence of those monsters and the fact that they have invaded the city is like an open secret at best, if you could even describe it as a secret anymore.
The public deserve to know. It would help them to protect themselves and others.
It would cause mass hysteria. Doesn't the city have enough problems already? I must insist you keep all this confidential.
I thought you wanted help.
And I will, but we must prepare our advice carefully, with scientific rigor. We cannot rush this, my friend.
Bye.
Okay, so I've received Westerbrook's guide. Costume unlocked, Plague Doctor. Okay, and I've got a skill point as well. I don't have the rifle yet, nor the submachine gun, so it doesn't seem like logical to upgrade something I don't have. I'll go for this, set traps twice as quickly, not because of the traps themselves, but because there is an explosive branch of the tree. Part 3, Cocytians. The Cocytians also share common traits with humans. The most fascinating phenomenon is their digestive tract. The part which resembles the head is in fact their maw, with extremely strong jaws. Their brain-like organ and hearts are located beneath a body part that they have labeled the stomach sac. The sac is the core of the digestive tract and consists of several stomachs that can greatly enlarge at will. During dissection, I have found human bones within. The older specimen can even throw off the bone-filled stomachs and regenerate new ones. Acheronians. The biggest and most dangerous of the new post-flood arrivals are the Acheronians. They can swallow a whole human body and are extremely resilient, but most importantly, their tissues respond to reanimation no matter how long they were dead. This marvelous creature can be revived by applying discharges to the main neural cord located on its neck. I have hypothesized that if we were able to extract this substance from its glands, perhaps we could hold the key to curing death itself. Well, that has never worked that great in Lovecraft stories whenever people tried.
I'll send whatever help I can, but there's no room here. We have our hands full.
This way. Stay by the fire while I try to find you some medicine.
New victims. And if the flood won't relent, there'll be even more.
Time to figure this out.
New victims. And if the flood won't relent...
This way. Stay by the fire while I try to find you some medicine.
I'll send whatever help I can, but there's no room here. We have our hands full.
The flood was sudden and hit the city hard. The hospital staff tried to help, but quickly ran out of room and medicine.
Okay, I've got a note on the flood. The flood took everyone by surprise, with death toll numbering in the hundreds. St. Mary's Hospital was overwhelmed with new patients and had neither room nor medicine for them all. Luckily, the locals banded together to deal with the crisis. Looking at the city now, it seems that unity quickly disappeared. Okay, but now that I know how to activate those retrocognition scenes, I can go to the fish market, because it's one of the other locations that is also part of the quest. And then there is the other church, St. Michael's Church.
The fish market you see now was sponsored by the generous Blackwood family and maintained by the Honorable Marsh family from Innsmouth.
Being good Christians, we're giving the Innsmouth refugees a chance to earn their bread. So pack up and leave the fish market.
What are you doing? You can't just kill us all. That's our market.
The Blackwoods will continue to support the Innsmouthers, and we expect the Marsh family to keep their word too.
Time to figure this out.
Being good Christians, we're giving the Innsmouth refuge.
What are you doing? You can't just kill us all.
The Blackwoods will continue to support the Innsmouthers, and we expect the Marsh family to keep their word too.
The Innsmouthers took over the fish market with the help of the Blackwoods, who cut a tidy deal with the Marshes.
Please, help me out.
Okay, so let's read the note. The signboard reads, "The fish market you see before you was sponsored by the generous Blackwood family and maintained by the Honorable Marsh family from Innsmouth. Some time ago, the Blackwood and Marsh families struck a mutually beneficial deal, working together to violently take control of the Oakmont fish market. As a result, the Blackwood family quickly acquired the status of Oakmont's third grand family." Now, I dislike this game's characterization of Innsmouthers, because in a way the game seems to garble its own message. Like, in the beginning, the game stated that, you know, Lovecraft was a racist, his stories had a lot of racism in them, and that they want to portray them you know, faithfully, but they don't, like, they recognize that those attitudes were and are wrong. And I do agree with all of that, but the problem is that so far the game has had as like a striking problem with the lack of nuance, because if anything, it seems to actually so far validate all of the horrible racism that people direct towards the Innsmouthers, because they are violently killing and displacing people who are not them. They are in league with dark powers. They are worshipping Dagon, you know, and plotting against anyone who isn't an Innsmouther. So, like, remind me again, what's the reason not to hate them? Like, if you're a regular citizen of Oakmont who isn't an Innsmouther, and they just kicked you out, like, of your livelihood at the fish market, or killed you, like, that's kind of stupid. I don't like this.
St. Michael's Church of the Burning Bush. Let the flame redeem your sins.
Sins will be burned with them. Feed the sacred fire.
Praise the holy fire. Praise the flaming K.
After death, flames will consume all. The sinners will burn, but the righteous will bathe in it like warm milk. Fire is the love of our K.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Now, I must say, for such an important facet of the plot and like the background of this game, the game has been very tight-lipped about who that K deity is, or what she even represents.
Praise the flaming K.
After death, flames will consume all. The sinners will burn, but the righteous will bathe in it like warm milk. Fire is the love of our K.
These fire worshippers are zealous. I wonder what other rites they use to glorify their flaming deity.
St. Michael's Church of the Burning Bush was built at the foot of the huge monolith. It is a cradle of the zealous fire worshippers, and its flock consider flames divine. The believers burn their property to be cleansed from their sins. They consider afterlife to be an everlasting pyre, but only the sinners will be scourged and suffer in it. That's actually pretty interesting, because that's essentially that's essentially your classic vision of hell, but they are like, oh, but if you're a good person, you'll actually enjoy it. You know, you will enjoy being in the flames, and you will be warmed by it. I need to find a plaque for the university to enable this.
This commemorates all the brave researchers of Oakmont University who gave their lives in the cause of scientific knowledge.
Here, Mr. Throgmorton. It's the third monolith to appear since the flood. Luckily, the university is relatively untouched.
Mr. Throgmorton doesn't care how many lives will be lost. You must find out the origin of this monolith. Continue.
I can't do anything with this disease. You must stop the research and keep away from this rock. It's the best solution.
Time to figure this out.
I can't do anything with this disease. You must stop the research and keep away from this rock. It's the best solution.
Here, Mr. Throgmorton.
Mr. Throgmorton doesn't care how many lives will be lost. You must find out the origin of this monolith. Continue.
I guess he has to learn about it first.
Here, Mr. Throgmorton.
To be able to order the research of it.
Luckily,
I can't do anything with this disease. You must stop the research and keep away from this.
Mr. Throgmorton doesn't care how many lives will be lost. You must find out the origin of this monolith. Continue.
Throgmorton was researching the monoliths that appeared after the flood came to Oakmont. He was determined. Even deaths didn't stop him.
Okay. One by one, monoliths started to appear in Oakmont after the flood. Robert Throgmorton founded research into those stone oddities, persisting even after several people got sick. Though the disease clearly seems to be caused by monolith's influence, the doctors have been helpless to assist. Now, I have this quest, which pertains to Throgmorton's father's ex-wife, and last time I was a little bit stumped by it, but much as with the restaurant quest, I'm actually convinced that I can solve this. I must have just overlooked something at the asylum, so I will go back to the asylum and basically look through it again and see if I can find the missing clues to solving this. Oh, well, I think I missed this last time.
There's enough dope left in here to knock out a horse.
And indeed, it has been the only thing I missed, because that's a retrocognition scene, because last time the only clue I had was this drawing of a house, but it's very nondescript, and it actually told me nothing.
You no longer have any power over me. I have found my Hammond. He's shown me the way. Randall Glassworks in Salvation Harbor. I can't believe it. The answers have been there since last century.
Stop right there.
Time to piece this one together.
Randall Glassworks. You no longer...
Stop right there.
Bethany escaped the asylum after getting the mirror from Glover. Next stop looks to be a factory called Randall Glassworks.
Okay, there probably should exist like a repository of businesses, you know, I assume in the city hall, so I'll search that. Because she mentioned it's somewhere in Salvation Harbor, but I don't know exactly where.
Knock it off.
Salus populi suprema lex. That means the good of the people is a supreme law.
Oh, stop bothering me, newcomer.
Okay, so I want enterprises from the last century and district Salvation Harbor. Randall Glassworks, established 1884, proprietor Gunter Randall. Address Southern Salvation Harbor, Skipper Road, between Eel and Clamshore. Skipper Road. Okay. Skipper Road, Salvation Harbor, Southern Salvation Harbor. Skipper Road between Eel and Clamshore. Okay, so it's closest to there from here. Is it here? No, I'm not even on Skipper Road yet.
The door won't budge.
This is in fact Skipper Road.
Fresh fish. Just caught, mister.
Okay, I think it's here.
Looks like this workbench was used for making frames.
A human face. Hold up, I'll unlock the door. I don't know who you are, but boy, am I glad to see a human face. What you doing here?
I'm, looking for someone. An old woman with a mirror. Have you seen her?
Huh? Oh, I mean, yeah, there's old Bethany. She comes here pretty often, brings us food, blankets. You know each other?
Not yet. I'd like to meet her, though. You know where she is?
Yeah, it ain't good news. Bethany was in the storeroom when the wild beasts came. She locked herself in. I got a spare key,
But there's a catch. Am I right?
Yeah. We wounded one of them, but he's too tough. He's right outside the storeroom. She can't get out. We gotta get in there. We'll starve without those supplies. I don't think we can take him, though. I hope Bethany's all right.
Okay, I'll deal with it. See you soon.
Okay, the thing in the basement. Let's take care of it.
Some sort of treatment solution. It must be what they use to turn glass panes into mirrors. The door won't budge.
I think I also leveled up. I'll take this. Sapper charge. Grenades and firebombs have increased range.
I killed the monster.
Oh, yeah. I heard the ruckus from up here. Great job, mister. Here's the key. Take anything you need, and please make sure Bethany is all right.
Oh, I will. You can count on it.
This used to be an okay place to live.
They hide. They hide underwater. In the pools, in the puddles. Can't be too careful.
Who knew that so much planning went into mirrors?
Planar mirror. So I guess it's used to communicate with other dimensions, which, you know, would make sense because seemingly she has been using it to communicate with her dead son.
Oh, nice work. It looks like the craftsman's gone out of business, though. Too bad. Do all mirror makers look this shifty?
Wait. Isn't that a reference to The Witcher 3? Like, that's Gonter Odim, right? And even down kind of to the way he's dressed a little bit, but especially the fact he's bald and like holds a skull and is a mirror maker, because obviously Gonter Odim's title in Witcher 3 was Master Mirror, and this guy's name was actually Gonter as well. So that has to be a reference to that, right? Randall's diary. Never thought this city would surprise me, but Francis Throgmorton did just that. Clearing the way for his preferred heir by getting rid of the other, the man honestly believes he did his son a favor by stuffing him in the mirrorways. Didn't want to kill him, as if that's any worse than what he did. Me, I'm just happy to share what I know. Should Francis want to bring his son back, hopefully he can find the kid a new body to live in. I'm done with this wretched city. Time to move somewhere warmer. Okay, so I was actually 100% spot on when I thought that Francis Throgmorton killed his own son because he wanted, because that was his first son, his firstborn, and he wanted Robert to be the heir. Although I guess I was kind of wrong, because this implies the son isn't really dead, he's just trapped in some other dimension.
Someone's been stocking up.
Search warrant. Warrant to enter and search the premises of Randall Glassworks to investigate the recurring complaints of suspicious activity at night and interrogate the suspect, Gaunter Randall.
His house. Randall's house. Hold on, Hammond. We're almost there.
That's a thick book. Thick enough to be someone's life's work.
Mirrorways. These mirrorways are cold, alien and hostile environments that warp and defy the world they reflect. Souls and minds pass through them disembodied, and should one be trapped there, they make for agonizing, inescapable prisons. To extract the trapped soul, a practitioner will need a valid repository for it, but be aware, once the soul has been extracted, its prison seldom survives. Okay, so maybe I can learn more about the book by going to the library, because there seems to be, if I remember, there is like a section for the occult books in the library. So I might be able to learn more about that.
I found this book, Mirrorways. It's unusual. You know anything about it?
Yes. Byzantine Greek. Translated in Oakmont 50 years ago.
Interesting. Can you tell me more?
Man requested book. Closed section. Wanted to publish. Never happened. Librarian protested, but man did read book. Look in records?
Thank you, Joy. Bye, Joy.
Okay, so I'm looking for... In the 19th century, a mirror maker named Gaunter Randall withdrew several works for translation. So that's restricted section. He wanted to publish them, so that's like either borrower history or publisher. Mirror Maker's House, Gaunter Randall's books, Aesopteropteracy, Cuori di Pietra and Tucor Ember. Note, issued for translation as approved by the Throgmorton family, delivered to the manor in northern Oldgrove, on corner of Windhalf Avenue and Gold Bridge Road. Windhalf Avenue and Gold Bridge Road. Okay, so right here, basically. Okay. This is Gold Bridge Road. I'm currently on, right? No, this is Windhalf Avenue, and this would be Gold Bridge Road right here. Oakmont Laundry. Oh, and also a gas station. Okay, I think this is the house. Here's a framed $1 bill, which is a bit weird. I must be missing something very obvious. Because seemingly there's like nothing in this entire house, which obviously makes no sense whatsoever. It just says the address, like there's nothing in the actual journal that would help me. I cannot investigate the bookcase in any way. The address has to be right. It is the corner of Windhalf Avenue and Gold Bridge Road. I cannot enter any of the houses on the other side of the street, so... Huh, although... maybe it's this house, actually. Because it's still kind of near the crossroads. Okay, maybe it's this one, but I will explore it next time, because first of all, this episode has been long enough, and second of all, my sister's dog is very agitated, so I have to go and check up on her. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.